Hey. It is October 27th, 2017, 11:30 p.m., and Assassin's Creed came out today. Assassin's Creed Origins, which is a game that I've been wanting to come out since last year. It's been a while since another Assassin's Creed game has come out. And I was very into that series for years and years and years and years and years. For example, today, I pre-purchased Assassin's Creed Origins, and I pre-purchased a more expensive pack than the $60 one because I was so happy that another Assassin's Creed game was coming out. And this is going to be the first time that I played it on my computer. I've only ever played it on Xbox before that. And it was going to be amazing, and I was going to play it today. And it's 11:30 p.m., and I still haven't started playing it. And the reason is, I was so invested in other stuff. I was editing, I was researching, I was talking to an actor in LA. All of this stuff that I was so much more focused on than playing a video game. And it's not bad, not by any means, but it's just it's a little sad. Just to kind of realize that that point in my life is over, where video games were one of the biggest things, and I enjoyed playing them so much. All of the days before this were spent me editing a video. There's this film challenge from Film Supply and MusicBed, which are stock footage and licensing for music websites. And they combine forces to create a challenge, a competition for editors. I've spent the last few days working on figuring out what story I wanted to tell, figuring out what stock footage I wanted to use to tell that story, figuring out the best music choice, and everything like that. And I did a voiceover for it. That's this mic right here. And it was fun. It was a lot of fun, and I enjoyed doing it because I learned a bit while doing it, and that was the big idea. I don't think there's no way I'm gonna win this competition. I don't think I'll place or anything because it's with editors, and I'm learning how to edit. But I do like the idea that I did it because it was completely free. It was so much, I wouldn't call it fun. I would call it a lot of hard work, but I feel like it's helped me improve as an editor. It's so much hard work, and I can't even show it. It's in the rules and the regulations that I'm not allowed to upload it to any kind of personal channel. It goes straight to their channel. So I can't even share with you guys the work that I put in to do this. But nonetheless, I'm very happy with what I did. I didn't vlog at all those past few days. I've barely been outside. I went outside today because I was taking my sister to her homecoming game. She's still in high school. She didn't play, obviously. She was in the stands. That's like the only outside exposure I've really had in the past few days, which is not good. Now that the video is pretty much complete, I have a little bit that I might want to tweak with it, but for the most part, we're good. No, I think I've hit more of a balance between I gotta calm down with all of the work that I'm doing and start improving other aspects of my life, because there's this whole ratio with maybe if I improve other aspects of my life, this will improve more as well. Studies and science and stuff that I've been looking into. Starting tomorrow, and I need you to hold me to this, I will go outside and I will exercise. I will run. Even if it's only for a mile, I will run. Okay? That's all. Tomorrow I will run for at least a mile outside. So not even fingers crossed. I'm going to do it, okay? I am telling you now. I am going to do it. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. And I need to work with this camera. Because also, zoom in again, right? No, too much. Because I haven't touched this camera. I bought it. I've had it for like a week, and it's just been sitting here. It's been sitting there at the bottom of my bookshelf, being so sad that I haven't been using it. Also, yeah, it's a whole Casey Neistat setup. Let me show you. I'm so happy. I don't care if you care, but I do. It's a whole Casey Neistat setup. You got the mic, you got the DSLR, GorillaPod. I gotta start using this. I gotta start using the Casey Neistat rig. That's why I bought this thing. Maybe one day I can voice a video game character. Please, make that happen. I'll be so happy. Then I'll combine everything that I want to do and it'll be glorious. I want to voice a video game character, that's what I'm saying. There's a great quote that Casey had in the Vietnam vlog, which he didn't come up with, he was quoting someone, but it's experiences do for the body what.
This is the story of an adventure I took with my kid back in 2012.
I gotta have more experiences. I can't live my life sitting behind it or in front of a computer monitor. This is why I wanted to start the YouTube video in the first place, was to show that there's a lot of hard work. There's a lot of work that goes into being successful in the creative industry. Everyone in the creative industry seems to take years and years, and they always talk about that drive and how they started when they were young and all of this stuff happened. But that's all we ever know. We always hear how hard it is and how much work they put into it and how much time it took. But we very rarely see it. There are a lot of YouTubers out there who you've seen grow from the very beginning of their channel to the millions of subscribers that they have now. And it's amazing to see that growth. MKBHD, for example, the technology guy, you see his very first videos and you see where he is now and the millions of subscribers that he's gained in between, and you can definitely see the improvement throughout the videos. But what you don't see is the hours of work that he put in behind the scenes, the education that he did to get to the point where he is now, all of this stuff that built him up to where he is. And it's incredible, and there's a lot of it. But we only ever see the beginning, the middle, the end. We see the journey, but we don't really know how much goes into it. And that's what I want to do with this channel. I'm starting off from the very beginning. I started acting in 2012. That was my sophomore year of high school. The very first thing I ever did, I was a supporting lead in a one act, directed by a senior at the school. And then right after that, we did Grease the musical.
Tell me about it, stud.
Which I feel like is a high school must-have. And I was Vince Fontaine, the radio disc jockey. Hey, this is the main brain, Vince Fontaine at Big 15. And then I was an extra in background stuff as well. But that was fun. And then here comes 11th grade. We've moved from Florida to Washington during the summer. Then I got my first leading role, which was awesome. And then I got my second leading role, a supporting role, my third leading role. Then senior year came around and I got another leading role. And it was a lot of fun and I was enjoying it so much. Just the whole experience was incredible. But I always knew that it wasn't something I was gonna follow, just because my parents always said, no, it's a hobby. It's a hobby. I said, fine, it's a hobby. So I knew senior year, one act, was gonna be my last thing that I ever did. And I directed it, which was cool. It was cool to have a taste of directing, just to see the other side of it all. Now I'm feeling so nostalgic. Here comes freshman year of college. I'm going to community college because I don't really know what I want to do with my life. I had no drive whatsoever because I had no idea why I was there and what I was getting from it. So I ended up getting a full-time job. Yeah, I just felt like I was just going through the motions, which felt very odd for someone who excelled in school and high school and middle school and everything before that. I always did really well in everything that I did. Then I was just kind of stagnating and I was just going through the motions for a 19-year-old kid. It just, I don't know, I didn't like it. I felt lazy and I didn't want to feel that way. And I would just kind of think, like, what are these different things I could do with my life? And that train of thought had been following me since before I graduated high school. What am I going to do with my life? And every day I would have a new idea. I could do this, I could do that, I could do this. And I would get so excited that I finally picked what I wanted to do. And I would take it home and I would tell my parents and I would tell friends, this is what I'm gonna do with the rest of my life. And a day later, they'd be like, so how's that going? I'm like, oh, That's in the past. I'm not thinking about that anymore. This is my new idea. I could do this. And it was like that for 2+ years. And it aggravated everyone around me. And it was horrible because I was jumping everywhere and I couldn't make a decision and I felt so bad. I finally made a decision. The Air Force or the Army, but I heard that Army was best with cybersecurity. And cybersecurity is a very profitable career field and a very safe career field because of the way technology is moving. And so I figured, great, perfect option. I'll join the military, they'll train me in this field. I said, yeah, I'm gonna join the Army, do that for a few years, and then once my contract's done, I'm gonna get out. And I'm gonna have good training, and then I can get into a private sector job and make 6 figures a year. And he just made the comment that, that's cool, man, but I've never heard you talk about this before. I've never heard you talk about going into the military. I've definitely never heard you talk about wanting to be in cybersecurity. And he was right. I had never talked about joining the military. I had never once brought up any interest whatsoever in the technology world. And he was right. I mean, it was never anything that I talked about. And so I took serious consideration. Like, okay, that's a good safety net. That's a good thing. Serve your country. Yeah, I'm all for serving my country. But why am I doing it? And I wasn't doing it to serve my country. I was doing it because I didn't want to waste money at college on an education, and I knew that they would give me a good education. But the problem was, it was a safety net. It was something that I was going to do because it was the safe route. For me, joining the military was the safe route. And so I thought about that. Like, okay, so what do I really want to do with my life? I have to figure it out. And everything kept leading me back to acting. I mean, that's it. That's the only thing that I know for a fact I'm going to be very happy doing, is being an actor. And it's something I will definitely enjoy every day because I've already done it and I already know that I like it. All this other stuff, I'm just saying it because, oh, it makes good money and there's definitely going to be a job there. And that's just not good enough. So here I am in front of a camera that I purchased to help me with filmmaking. And over the past month or so, I've been researching everything else that goes into filmmaking. So not just acting, but I've been editing. I bought this camera so I could work that and actually maybe create some real content that's not just with my phone. Speaking of which, I created a short film with just my phone in my closet. Oh, also with that mic, but in my closet. And I thought, well, I'll submit this to a film festival, which, again, not gonna win anything. It was a great motivation to finally get started. This past month has kind of transformed me wanting to be an actor to me just wanting to be a creator and tell stories and entertain people. Acting's still forefront of the list. I still want to act. But the more I've been doing all this other stuff, the more that I realize I do enjoy editing. Because you're the true storyteller. You make all the cuts and you decide how it's all going to fit together. And editing's the big guy. Directing, for me at this point, kind of falls into the editing category. And I've also written a couple short little monologue script things for some of this stuff. This is completely just, I'm throwing. Long story short, I spent the last few years trying to figure out what I want to do with my life. And I ended up here. I want to be a creator. I want to do anything I can to tell a good story, a fun story, a serious story, a compelling story, a motivational story. Anything that I can to tell a story and entertain.